Testing, testing.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can, bro.
Howdy.
Hey, how you doing, man?
We are doing great up here in the frozen tundra in Michigan.
Well, it warmed up here and the snow melted off in Arkansas, but I am stuck at a car dealership getting oil change. So we're doing a weird Zoom podcast recording in remote locations.
Yes, getting the content out to you guys because you guys need to hear it.
Happy New Year from Investing on a 9 to 5 podcast. We wanted to make a quick episode today to go over what happened to us in 2022, what our goals are for 2023, and to thank you for your continued support of our podcast and YouTube channels. We're looking forward to the next year and having some great guests and bring you more ideas on stocks and investing and dividends. So we hope you appreciate and enjoy this shortened episode because of some internet troubles we had. Thank you again and Happy New Year.
Man, dog, how you been? How was your Christmas?
Good, man. I was a good boy this year, apparently. You know, I got some good gifts. It was more so good to see the family. Shout out to the family there. And then, you know, one of my mom's one of her friends at her job, she told me she followed us on YouTube, and she had got my logo made on a t-shirt for me for Christmas.
Oh, that's really cool.
I was surprised by that, man. So that was like my favorite gift. And then my sister got me some books, and I got some clothes and slippers and stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, that's very thoughtful.
Yeah, yep. And then you know, got my parents some stuff and all that jazz. And like I said, once again, it was just good to see family because we're down in Georgia. So always good to come back during the holidays.
How was that drive up? You guys drove up there during that bomb cyclone thing going on, didn't you? How was that?
The Snowmageddon. So
I saw you posting. You parked for a couple hours taking a nap on the freeway.
Man, dude. Yeah, so it was totally fine by the time we got to Kentucky. Paul, it turned from rain to like sleet to snow in like blink of an eye, it felt like. And it got really bad like right outside of Lexington to the point where I couldn't see like 5 feet in front of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we pulled over and we were off on the side of a road in a Cracker Barrel like Walmart parking lot with some other cars for like 2 hours there, and then we got back and then we drove a little bit further down, and then you know it finally got a little bit better, and then we started calling hotels, and then
you didn't know.
So and then obviously with the dog, so we were totally fine in the car, and then that 2 hour layover, not even layover, it felt like a layover, but that 2 hour like traffic jam was just like a killer. And then I got the car stuck in a Speedway.
Oh, really?
Speedway, like going into the Speedway gas station. So we were driving from Wendy's. My wife had to go to the bathroom, and they obviously haven't plowed their roads or anything. And obviously the like ongoing like entrance to the Speedway is like on a ramp. So I'm like, all right, babe, this car's got our pilot's got 4-wheel drive, you know, snow mode. We're gonna get through this. Dude, I drive in and get it stuck. And my wife's like, are you kidding me? Obviously, dude, after like 5 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, whatever. I was like, you know what? I'll get out and dig us out. Like, no big deal. I got out and started digging us out, whatever. And the guy came, Paul, as soon as I like looked up, a guy was like right there with like a Ford Expedition. He was like, you guys need a hand? So he got out his truck and hooked up to the front of the car and pulled us out like in like 10 minutes. It was perfect timing. But it was just funny.
Cool.
It was just funny that happened right after we got
well,
that week.
Your little Christmas angel there both pull you out though.
Oh heck yeah, man! It was definitely a angel that working out for me.
Awesome.
How was your Christmas?
You know, we haven't really gone over like our stories much on our show, but we moved from California to Arkansas in July this summer. And one of the things that was really pushing us to make the move was the lack of family and support that were around us in California. You know, we had moved there originally to where we're living to be close to my parents. My mom passed away a few years ago, so that support system was dwindling rapidly. And with my little kids, right before COVID hit, like the day COVID like shut down hospitals and stuff around our area, my wife suffered a stroke. So we were like in the hospital, and I spent the night with her in the hospital where they checked her out. And the next morning, I went down to get coffee, and like all the temperature checks and choke points and plexiglass screens were going up. So like it was like that next day you wake up and like it's contagion. You're looking for all the people in hazmat suits. So like that added to the stress on our family of living out there, not really a support system. My wife recovering with her medical issues, and having little kids at home. I was lucky enough that my job at the time allowed me to start working from home through the COVID thing. So I was working from home, helping the kids do schooling online. But then that was all coming to an end. You could see it coming to an end. My job was changing, where I was going to not be able to work from home as much. My schedule was going to get much more restrictive as far as flexibility goes. So we decided to move to Arkansas. Well, out here we've got lots of family. My kids have cousins that are their age. My wife's family, her parents, her sister, just lots of family. So it was a Christmas with our family. It was one of the first. We did Halloween out here, which was great. We did Thanksgiving out here, which was great. So this was just another holiday that really solidified that we made the right choice to come out here. And so the kids had a great time. We had snow. They had never seen. We didn't even take them to the snow. In California, you got to take people to the snow. You got to go to the snow. You got to go to the beach. So we had planned on it out there, but just so many people and so much traffic, we never made it. But out here, a couple of days before Christmas, well, during the Snowmageddon thing you were experiencing, we had below 20 wind chill factor winds and snow, and our house has got a great hill in the back that leads down into the woods. So they got sleds for Christmas, so they went sledding Christmas Day in the snow.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was one of those things like you couldn't hallmark it any better for us than have them wake up to a white Christmas with sleds and snow and family, and it was really great for us.
That's awesome, man. And that goes back to to everyone's story out there. It's all about being there for our family and creating that time so we can be there to experience those things
Right.
during the holidays, or even if we can create those experiences on a random Tuesday.
Right. And that's where we're at. And I know you're at that journey right now where you and your wife are having a great time, and I don't know what your guys' plans are, your timeline is, but I'm telling you, man, kids just add a whole new dimension to things like holidays and just time and time off. I got the week off from work, so yesterday we went and visited a cave here in southern Missouri.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, an hour-long walk through a cave that goes like 3,000 feet into a mountain, and Native American artifacts and seashell fossils, in a limestone cave in the middle of Missouri. Just amazing stuff that we were able to see. And it just, it's just fun with kids because they were just in awe and amazement what they were looking at.
Yeah, that gives me hope there, because one day I will have we'll have our own we'll have our kids and have a family and stuff. So I would like to continue to be able to do things with them and create a lifestyle for them that I may not may not have been able to enjoy or be able to do when I was a kid as well. So
right.
Yep.
So along those lines, what are your 2023 goals? What are you looking at for 2023?
2023 right now. I have a list. I like three, four things. Obviously, and it's more like well-rounded things outside of the stock market. But outside of the stock market, I would like to pay off my car. One of my goals this year. I'm like right at 10K, I would say. So I feel like I can knock that out this year on my car.
You made that in Zim dividends, didn't you?
I wish, man. Listen, I crunch numbers in the wee hours of the morning with Zim, and I'm just like, dude, don't do that. No. Don't do that. No. Don't do that. No. But that will be cool to pay off my car. And now back into the stock market, my dividend income right now is at 1453. So the portfolio pays us annually $1,453.
That's great.
Total of it right now is I'd say right now it's at 23K on the dot. We started the year at 15K and with the $800 dividend income. So that's kudos to us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, share wise, I'm looking to build up my healthcare and 5G. sectors, which I'll be showing on our M1 on the M1 portfolio on the YouTube and on the channel next year. And then looking to get 100 shares of SCHD, 100 shares of SoFi, so I can join Paul here with the options growth. I already have 10 shares, so I'm inching my way up there. And then I don't know if I said 100 shares of Neo, 100 shares of EPRT, and 100 shares of Comcast.
I'm like, the more I look at Comcast, the more I like it. I just haven't found a place in a portfolio for it yet, because I'm kind of running different portfolios for different things, but I really
Yeah.
like it. I'm trying to find a place for it that
Okay.
that
Yeah.
will work.
I think it's a sleeper. I mean, it looks great. Balance sheet looks great. They're testing 10G in Philly right now. They've tested it one time.
Oh man, I heard about that.
Yeah, so I
Jeez.
mean they're already like Pat, they already know 5G is it's working, it's on its way, it'll be here soon enough. Then that's gonna be the next thing that they're working on. So that's just like good cash flow, and good R&D for investors to show that they are putting the research and time in.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will be cash flow because people not only people but things will need 5G communication, cars, devices. So
Right. I mean, everything you're doing, I'm just sitting here like, I'm at the service station to get my oil changed, but it's like driving in, I was like looking at the car going, man, I used to change my own oil, do my own brake jobs. I'll still do brakes because aren't very technical, but anything else in a
mhm.
car nowadays, I mean, you got to be a coder almost just to get in there and mess with, so I can see
Yes,
that, especially as the EVs start becoming more, more EVs on the road, those are even more intensive with electronics and things like that. So, um, the Internet of Things is going to be expanding beyond just what we have in our homes to our cars and everything that goes into them. It's
exactly. Hmm.
I know in our text thread we were talking about show ideas, and we'll talk about this maybe another episode. But there is I'm invested through, I think it's Republic, which is a platform that you can invest in private equity crowdfunding startups. But there's a company I'm invested in. It's called Lexi, and they're working on the Internet of Things, kind of being a hub for all the IoT devices that are in homes and businesses.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's one of the ones I'm really excited about. And this will just be a little teaser for one of our upcoming episodes where we talk about alternative investing outside the stock market, because there's real estate options, there's startup availability for us little guys who aren't accredited investors. But that's speaking about Internet of Things, that's one company that I'm pretty excited about to see what happens over the next few years with it.
Yeah, I really want to. I know I always say this, but I want to take a look at that one because 5G. I love that sector.
Right, man, that's awesome. You got some good. I haven't put that much thought into my goals. I'm very much a short term. Like, I've got some long term goals, because so part of moving here was I had 17 years in my job with the state of California, and California is one of the few states where they have a really decent pension program.
Hmm.
So I came out here knowing that I'd only be a couple of years once I turned 50 to start collecting my pension that I've earned working for the state. So I've got 2 years to make it through here with my current job that I have and the savings that we've socked away before I start collecting my pension. That's going to include these next 2 years buying a home and keeping the kids alive,
Right.
maintaining our health and stuff like that, just so I get to that point where when the pension kicks in, if I choose to, it'd be a level of income that would allow me to either pull back to a part-time gig somewhere, or
Oh,
completely stop
wow. Okay.
working altogether if I wanted. My hope, and it is a goal, is that by the time that pension kicks in, that I'll have enough income generating through dividends and option premium that would kind of replace any income I'm making now working outside the home. Just this week, like I said
Okay.
before, this week of being off of work and being able to just to up and run off with the kids somewhere has really opened my eyes to, like, this is the lifestyle I want. I worked really hard my whole life. I've worked overtime. I've worked 16-hour days, back to back, and all that kind of stuff. and I'm ready to just have that kind of relaxing lifestyle now, where I can hang out with the kids, go on adventures out here in this Northwest Arkansas area with mountains and hills and caves and lakes.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome. Yeah.
but 2023, I hope, brings me just, you know, working toward getting my portfolios really dialed in. Like, I've done a good job of separating them now between the ones I've got my kids in and what they're doing. I have a portfolio with my wife's stuff that she's doing. It's like focused on retail. I don't normally do retail stuff, but hers is like almost all retail, because it's, you know, that's what she knows. And we'll look
Right.
at a store and, oh, I like that store, so I'll go research it. And, oh yeah, they're publicly traded, so, you know, we'll put that in the portfolio for her. Mine, I'm really working on just like what I want to do. You know, I've done a lot of the options, selling premiums. I've done different companies throughout this year, so it's kind of experimental to decide what kind of portfolio core I was going to develop, and I think I'm getting there, to where it's going to be kind of a, you know, the generals they've been called on, you know, on online Twitter, you know, Apple and Amazon, Google, and the IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETF. So I'm working on. I've got 100 shares of a few of those already to run the covered call thing, and that's my goal, is just, you know, keep that dialed in this year. I think it's going to be kind of a rough year, economically, you know. So being long any specific stocks for growth, I think, is going to be like a, maybe not a losing situation, but it's not going to be the best for income and growing the portfolio. So I'm going to stay fluid and be able to, you know, move in and out of positions through covered calls and cash secured puts, and use that option, to, no pun intended, use that option to generate some income throughout this year. And as I see deals come up on stocks I want to be long in, then I'll go ahead and start positions in those. And like I said, Rick's up there on that list. Cass is on that list. You know, those are all companies that I'm looking at, but I still think we haven't really felt Max Payne yet. You know, maybe I'm waiting too long to get in. Maybe I'm going to miss a big run up, and I'd love to hear some comments and opinions from our listeners. But I'm just not ready to go in heavy on anything long right now.
Yeah, no, and that's good to know too, and that's good for investors to know that you don't have to, you know, be ready to get into the market right now. Obviously, charts are showing that the market's still going down, and, you know, being able to create that income with your current shares, like what Paul is doing with options, you know, it could also, you know, expand your your knowledge also, while the market is trying to fix itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good that Paul and cool that he's doing that. And that's why, you know, that's why it's a goal of mine to get 100 shares of SoFi, which isn't a lot. I think right now, which SoFi is $400 or
Yeah.
$5 now. So
Yeah.
it's
Tell me about it.
I'm more likely gonna get, yeah. I'm more likely going to get closer to getting the 100 shares of SoFi before anything. So
Yeah.
I'll more likely be starting the options
I'm not long
a little
SoFi
bit
yet.
sooner, which is going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm not long SoFi yet. SoFi is the one that I've just sold the put on, but it's a $5 put. So if on January 20th we're
Right.
under 5, then I'll be long on 100 shares.
But you mentioned your wife's portfolio. So guys, I do manage.
So this is where Teddie lost his internet. Again, we appreciate your support this year. We're looking forward to great things next year. Have a wonderful New Year's, be safe, and we will see you again in January.